within each university, it will depend. Within Wisconsin State, if we're looking at, are you looking for graduate programs then, or undergraduate? Undergraduate. Right. I'm going to jump. Close your eyes because I'm going to skip a lot here. There we go. Right. So you can see here. This is a list of all of the undergraduate programs that you have at Wisconsin State. In terms of, you asked about economics. So the business side of it, we've got business administration, which will include elements of economics in there. There isn't a separate economics degree per se, but it will be included in business administration. So that will have factors of accounting, economics, business mathematics, etc. as part of the degree. But you can see here for everybody, this is a wide range. It shows the wide range of some of the programs. Those that have a little asterisk, the little star, that means that they are STEM designated. So going back to that work opportunity after graduation, it's the ones with the star that you can really find that 3-year STEM designation work opportunity. Let me just talk about those. I'm not going to go through every degree at the university, but I want to stop on this one because I think this one is good for Vietnam because it's a degree which is of high interest for the local industry, right? You know, you guys are really building, especially in Da Nang, right, which is one of the hospitality centres of the country. So graduates here are in high demand, both in the US and in Vietnam. So here, a couple of elements to it. There are cooperative education. I'm going to talk about that again in the context of the hotel, restaurant, tourism management degree. There are 2 320-hour work experiences is required. So you asked about internships, are they required? And I said it depends. This program, it is required, right? And you get paid for it. And the pay is pretty good. It's $16 an hour on average as part of it. And again, you're getting paid to study, right? So yes, you are part with the tuition fees, but you're also getting the work placements. To me, this third box you see is critical as well. 100% of employment after 6 months of further education. So that means over the last couple of years, Wisconsin State track their graduates from undergraduate. Within 6 months, 100%, including these are American students, international students, have got a job, or are in further education, i.e. a graduate degree. So you're going to find a job, right, if you're going to this degree, and that's critical. I think here. Why are you finding a job? Well, the quality of the program is ranked the number 7 in the world for hospitality. Now, the ranking is in ceoworld.com, just for complete clarity, but it is a great school. Like, it continually changes and iterates its curriculum so that students are leaving it with the most up-to-date sort of information and knowledge and know-how of tourism management. And it's hands-on. So you get to we talked about the co-op experiences, so working in hotels, for example. You also get to visit, what that looks like. So they work with hotels like the Four Seasons in Minneapolis. So you get to see a range of them. So looking right to the top of the tree as well. Sorry, I'll slow down. 5-star hotels are part of the program. Going and spending time in 5-star hotels is part of the why students coming out have the ability to get a job. So this one, brilliant program. That's the only one I'm going to reference here, I think, because otherwise you're here until 9 p.m. at night and I'm talking about all the degrees and I don't want that. But it gives you a sense, I hope this gives you a sense of what the degree can look like at Wisconsin State. Any more questions? Keep going with the questions if you have them.
Sorry, can I ask about the current opportunities so that we can get the information from many business to the university, or we have the fair to collect the information from them and apply for the recruitment?
Really good question. Close your eyes. I'm just going to flick loads and loads of slides. Right. Come back. Where is it? I've put too many slides. I apologise. Here we go. Career services. This is what you were asking about, I think. So, how do students find jobs? As I said before, there's no guarantee. Students have to go out and find the jobs, but the university helps to make it happen. How do they do that? They have 2 career conferences per year. So that means there are 4 days featuring career fairs. There are over 300 companies participating. The companies come to Stout. They want to find students to come and work for them. You can see examples of that here. And they have interviews. Next day interviews are lined up following the fair. So it happens quickly, right? So this is one of the elements. So you have the career fair. You also have cooperative education. I talked about that before, being placed into companies. That gives you experience not just with the company to understand from an academic perspective, but potential connects to follow on with a job afterwards, because if they like you, they want to hire you, most likely, right? So there's the career fairs, there's cooperative education, there is the resources, the Handshake job platform. Handshake is a platform where students go in to find what jobs are available. They can post their resume, update their resume, gives you the tools to be able to post and find jobs online. So you are guided to see where the job opportunities are. And most importantly for international students, individual student support. So there's a careers office, you go there, you can do in-person meetings, and they help you with the resume and cover writing letter. Career clothing closet, I love this one, right? This means like you go there as a student, you maybe you have limited space in your suitcase coming from Vietnam, right? And you want to take some cooking stuff because you want to cook your food. So you may not have suits and ties and everything you need for that. Don't worry, the university's got you covered. The career clothing closet, you can they rent out for free. They give you clothes to go for the interview. Business suits like what I'm wearing now, so you can go properly dressed to an interview with a job, right? So they take care of that. It's a lovely little support system. So this is the kind of support that you get for it. Again, no guarantee of a job, but with all of this, if you want to get a job, they will help you and do everything they can. And this shows how much they can do to help you. So I talked about 100% job, not guarantee, 100% students from the tourism management program. This is why they get jobs, because they go through these processes. Thank you. Brilliant question. It's like you knew this slide was here and you wanted to ask me about it. And keep going with the questions. Anything else? Let me go back for those if you're thinking of graduate degrees, I know you said undergraduate, but to give you a sense, there are graduate degrees as well offered at Wisconsin Stout. Not as many, but so there are 9 in total. Some of them here, the big ones, if you like, which are important, I think, for international students. Excuse me, the applied computer science is very popular. Operations and supply management. This one is critical. If I just jump to this slide, I like this one because again, 100% employment within 6 months. This is one of those degrees which, as a student before you go to university, you don't think about this one really as an opportunity. But it is critical in the workplace today. Supply chain management is, no matter how we evolve as a sort of society, but moving things in time is ever more critical. Like whether you're thinking of the Amazons of this world or more small scale, supply chain management becomes ever critical. These jobs are not just 100% employment. Look at that average starting salary. I need to change jobs to get a salary there. 127,000 average starting salary. Right? I mean, hey, put that into Vietnamese dong and think how much you'd be able to make. So these are some of the degrees which a high value. Stout don't do like we looked, right? For graduate, they don't do a ton, but they focus on the degrees that matter. And particularly again I'm thinking in the Vietnam context here, these are some great degrees which will provide opportunity both in the US, and if and when you decide to come back, here in Vietnam as well. Hopefully this is helpful as we go. Questions? Yes, I love questions.
When you ask about the evaluation of the outcome of the operations by management master, because I say that we don't require the thesis, so how can we evaluate the outcome of this program? Because only this degree require the thesis.
Oh, I see. It requires so it doesn't require a thesis. Yeah, right. Look, I think there are lots of degrees in Stout which don't require a thesis. Honestly, I think for international students, my advice forget Stout for a second here. But my advice is if you're looking for a graduate program, there are increasing numbers which don't require a thesis and may have a capstone project instead, like hands-on learning as part of the program. You don't need a thesis to graduate from a graduate degree at Stout in many of the programs. So how do they evaluate? They evaluate through a number of you still have academic modules to fulfill, and you will get graded on. You also will be doing research, applied research, with a company, and they will evaluate as part of that. So you've got to work hard, as a company feedback to make sure that you're giving them value add. But to me, that is all geared towards getting students ready to go into the workplace. This is what Stout is all about. They want students to be ready to succeed in the workplace from day one. Right? A thesis probably not going to help with that so much. So it gets evaluated through various means. You don't need a thesis to come out with a grade of a graduate degree. Whether this is this program or others at Stout or even others at other universities too. More and more universities are looking at graduate programs that do not require a thesis as part of graduation. That's an increasing trend. So rest assured you don't necessarily need it. But great question, as all. Thank you.
Honestly, I think computer science major is a very hot major in many universities. What is the difference in experience and teaching based on this university and other?
Yeah, thank you. So computer science is, as you say, very hot, right? Every university that is looking to recruit will have some sort of computer science. This, I would say, the first thing to note, the computer science program, the graduate program at Stout is applied computer science. It's not computer science. What's the difference? The word applied is that hands-on learning expression again. So what makes the difference? One example here, this last bullet. You can choose a capstone project or a thesis. Now, I've just talked about a thesis being not relevant, right? You can still do it if you want, but my advice and what makes Stout different is this capstone project. And this is where I show my lack of, after, isn't it? What is a capstone project, right? So, as part of that computer science degree, applied computer science degree, 30 credits, 6 credits are on a capstone project. Let me give an example of what